Let's see our next concept, inter-thread communication. So let's see what exactly inter-thread communication is. Okay, how two threads are communicating with each other. Okay, if two or more threads, if two or more threads, if two or more threads exchanging the data, if two or more threads exchanging the data between them, that is called inter-thread communication. If two or more threads are exchanging the data, okay, between them, that is called inter-thread communication. Okay, in inter-thread communication, an output of thread 1 will be given as an input to thread 2. In the same way, the output of thread 2 will be given as a input to the thread 3. Okay, in order to develop inter-thread communication application, uh, uh, we should use a class called object, because object is the superclass for all the classes. Okay, so let's see java.lang.object class. Okay, in Java, and this java.lang.object, it is a super class for all the classes we are writing in our Java. Okay, so this object class is also having some methods actually. So they are like wait. Okay, 1 minute. So wait method, which will be taking the some milliseconds as a parameter, and this will not return anything, so it will be a void. Okay, and we have seen almost this all these methods actually. So there is a one more method called void wait, which will be taking the milliseconds, and if you want to give the nanoseconds as well, so you can give the nanoseconds, so long milliseconds and nanoseconds as well, nanoseconds. And we have one more method. Let's say, let me give this one, and let me give this as a 2. And the third is we have a wait method which doesn't take any parameters. Let's say wait, it doesn't take any parameter. And we have the methods called notify, 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 and notify all. These are the two methods we have in notify. So wait method, we have older versions. Wait method which will be taking the milliseconds as a parameter, and one more method which will be having the milliseconds and the nanoseconds as a parameter. And the third one, wait, which will be taking the which doesn't take any parameter. It's a normal method. And notify method, so which doesn't take any parameter, notify all. Okay, we will be seeing one by one what exactly these methods do actually. Okay, so this method 1 and method 2, which are used for making the thread to wait for some period of time. Once the waiting time is over, automatically the thread will be coming to the running state or ready state. Okay, ready state, not running state, it will be coming to the ready state. So once the thread will be coming to the ready state, so it is the job of the CPU to execute the threads actually. Okay, so now let's go to the method 3. So this method 3 is used for making the thread to wait without specifying any time. So here we are not giving any time, right? If you are not giving any time, okay, so it will be in a waiting state only. So you have to make a call resume method, okay, or you have to call a suspend method, okay, to make the thread to go into the waiting state to ready state. Okay, let's say we have the fourth method is notify method. This notify method is used to bring a single waiting thread to the ready state. So we have how many threads? We have two more threads, which makes the threads from waiting state to ready state. What are there? Suspend. Okay, not suspend. Resume is the one method we have. The other method what we have discussed, can someone tell? I'm not getting that method name. Can someone tell what would be the? Hmm? Okay, fine. We'll keep like that only. Okay, so notify is also one of the method which will make your waiting thread to uh, you know uh, uh, make your waiting thread to take it into the ready state. Okay, notify all. This method 5 is used for bringing all the threads from waiting state to ready state. Okay, so these are the methods which we have in our java.lang.object. So there is nothing to discuss in the inter-thread communication actually. So we might let me give a simple scenario on this inter-thread communication. Okay, um, we can take a consumer, like consumer and producer problem also. There is a one more that there is a scenario actually. So let me think about a scenario. What would be the best scenario for this inter-thread communication? Got this. So let's say we have a restaurant called NSK restaurant where the we are managing the chef, waiter, and where the problem in this approach is like waiter should wait for the chef to prepare the food. Okay, so the customer should wait in the patience to have the food. So these are the some problems we might face. So without preparing the food by the chef, so waiter cannot take the food, right? So and even the customer should wait until the waiter serves the food. Okay, this could be a best example for this inter-thread communication. So let's write it. Let's write the code. Okay. So fine. Let me go to my IntelliJ. Let me go to my IntelliJ. Where is my IntelliJ? That's fine. So we have IntelliJ. So I'll create a class called NSK restaurant. NSK restaurant. Restaurant. Okay. So let me give this NSK restaurant. So NSK restaurant will take the order and produce the food. So we'll be taking the order and produce the food. Produce the order by taking the food. Okay. So, and I'll make this method as synchronized so that once the food is prepared, you can, once the order is received, we can prepare the food. So click, I'll say synchronized is fine. So here we will be writing the return type void. That's cool. So now in this, we will be checking. Okay. So here we have a order. So there might be a chance of there will be a number of orders also there, right? So we'll be reading a code here. So I'll do one thing. I'll use scanner and read the order from the. Okay. I have to read the scanner before itself. Okay. Let's pass that over here in this method itself. I'll say int um capacity or number of orders. Order in number. Okay. Order in number. So the best one for the variable. Okay, here what I'll do is I'll check. I'll be having the capacity. My restaurant is having the capacity to uh, serve these many orders at a time. Let's say, for example, mm, I'll be giving the capacity as 20 orders. 20 orders is max actually. Let me give the 5 actually. Capacity of giving the 5 orders like at a time. Okay. So let this make this as a private so that no one can access and change this one. And now what I'll do is I'll check if the order uh, order in numbers is not equals to capacity. It should be greater than or equals to capacity. Okay, we can say something like this, right? So while I'll say order in number is equals to capacity. So then we can say that the counter is full, something like that. We can give greater than that. If the order size is greater than or equals to capacity, so we can say this the chef is waiting, counter is full. Okay, we can't. Yeah, I'll write simple words. Chef cannot process uh, number of orders, order and number at a time. The minimum order is so and so. The minimum order is 1 and max is be giving the capacity. So he can accept 1 or most cases 5 orders at a time. If you're trying to give more than that, we'll be uh, you know making him to wait for some time. We'll write wait. Okay, and this might throw interrupted exception. So let's, yeah, this might throw interrupted exception. Let's throw this throws interrupted exception. That's fine. So now after that, if the order number in size is not greater than the capacity, what we will do? We have to uh, add these order to a queue so that we can deliver one by one. So queue is the one which will be whatever the order you will be inserting in whatever order you are inserting, the same order it will be delivered. Okay, let me give the queue. I'll be taking this as queue equals to new queue. So inside this, what I'll do is, okay, I'll do one thing. Instead of like giving the queue, I'll take the queue as an interface. So I can't do that. Why? I'll do one thing. Okay, let's give the implementation directly for here. So let's use linked list for this. As we are ordering the adding the order, linked list is best choice for adding the orders. Cool. Then, yeah. Let me add the orders. I'll say, instead of this, I'll say orders. We'll be adding the orders dot add. We'll be adding how many orders you want to add. So order in number. That's cool. So now we will be added the queue. The order details will be added to the queue. That's cool. So once you added the order details, so the chef is going to prepare the order and you will be notify the details. Okay. So do is I'll say order is processing. Okay, once it is in a queue, so your order is preparing actually. So you have given the order to the waiter is taking the order and it is in the queue to prepare. So once it is prepared, you are saying that order is processing. When it is in processing, we are saying that order in processing, and then we'll say after order is processing is completed, we'll say notified. So that this wait method here. Okay. Okay, fine. This wait method will be like, if we cannot process it, we can call this wait. Okay. Okay. So here we are notifying that. So if the order capacity is more than that, we will be notifying that. Okay, let me write it first and we'll see. Notify the waiter that the order is ready, something like that. Yeah. So now the produce is fine. So now the consumer, should pick up the order, right? So I'll say consume So we'll be consuming the order, and this will not take any parameters. Okay, so we'll be notifying this. Okay, and this is also synchronized because this is one of the thread as well, and we'll say this as a public synchronized. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I have created a consume method which will be which will be checking whether the order is empty. So if the order is empty, like the waiter is waiting for the waiter is waiting for the order to take. Okay, from the customer. Waiter is waiting for the order. Customer. Waiter is waiting for to take the order from the customer. Right, that's fine. So now what I have to do is I have to say once we do that, okay. If the order is not empty, then we have to pull the order. We have to take the order actually. So let's take it actually. Orders dot pull. It will return the order. Okay. So it would be integer. So I'll say will return string out. So orders will be added. We have an integer. Okay, we add an integer over here for the queue. Okay, that's fine. So we expect yeah, fine. Okay, so fine. What's so once the order is not empty, you're asking your waiter is asking to take the order. Waiter is waiting for to take the order from the customer. Then waiting, and then if the order is not empty, you're taking the order from the queue actually, and then we process the order. The waiter process the order, something like that. Waiter served the order and will be giving the number of how much actually. So we'll be giving the order. Then we will be notifying. Now let me go to our main application. Okay, this is fine, right? So we have created the producer. Producer will be preparing the order and it will be giving to the consumer. Consumer will be, serving the order. So we have to make a call. Okay, let me create a client application. Make this interthread communication. I will say Restro, NSK Restro client app. Okay, so main, fine. So what I'll do is I'll be creating an object of my restaurant in NSK Restaurant. NSK Restaurant goes to new NSK Restaurant. I'll say here I have to create thread actually. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a noble interface first. Was this interface to a thread? So lambda expression inside this I'll be writing code to be executed actually. We'll say the number of orders is one, something like that. And and we write a one condition to check if let me write for the success scenario. If it is true, we will be crossing the order in this restaurant dot. I'll call this produce, and I'll be pausing the order and the, so I'll say fried rice, and I'll be pausing the, and this will throws an exception, and I'll be writing the try and catch block. Okay, it's surrounded with try and catch block, so this will be surrounded with try and catch block. That's fine. That's fine. So then what we have to do is we have to wait for the order to be processed actually. So let me call the thread dot sleep method. Let's wait for 5 seconds. Okay, let's wait for 5 seconds. Okay. So then we are producing. Then what we have to do? Then once we wait, we have to inject call to the consumer. It's fine. So now I'll keep everything, this everything into a one thread. Okay, so let me directly put this in a thread. Thread equals to new right new thread of mobile interface. Over here, this is fine. Thread equals to new thread. This is the file. Okay. Okay. That's fine. मैं मिस कर रहा था यहाँ पे मुझे ये क्लोज करना चाहिए यहाँ पे ओपन हुआ और यहाँ पे इसको क्लोज करूँगा. That's good. So inside this we are writing the novel interface. We can take this okay from here. So you can write it for the console as well. So yeah, let me copy the same. So here the only changes we have to create one more thread. Let me give this as thread one. And say this is consumer. You just have to call the consumer. It can make passing any variable. So passing any variable inside this. That's fine. Now yeah. Okay, so what we have done, we have called thread. Okay, we have created a restaurant, and then what we have done is we have created a thread. So let me call this thread as chef thread. Chef to identify is the chef thread, and so chef thread is taking the two number of orders as two, and it will be taking the order as fried rice. The order number is two, and it will wait for the 5 seconds to process the order, and after that, what it will do? It will be calling the what am I? क्लास में हो रहे हो क्लास में हम consumer fine. So now what you have to do is you have to call chef thread dot start. Okay, then you have to call, let me give this thread as waiter thread. Waiter thread. So let me say waiter thread start thread. Okay, I hope this is fine. Let's run this application. Let's hope the best. Waiting is waiter is waiting to take the order. Order is processing. Waiter is served the order number two. Waiter is waiting for the order to take the order from the customer. Okay.